I've been studying intuition, and I've done a lot of work on the whole brain, and it staggers me to think that even the brightest mind uses less than 1/10 of 1/10 of 1% of our potential. And I've thought, if we're doing this well on that little bit, what is our possibility? So that's been a calling for me. And I learned in my work on intuition and my work with Gene Houston that if I went to a deeper place, something profoundly different would happen. So for years, I've been doing the best I can to, whenever I work, and even preparing for this, I call it an altered state. I don't know what to call it. But I have a meditation I use when I start the day and several times through the day, and I simply remind myself, I will to will thy will. And I have a visual image that I see my ego, which I can see clearly, just stepping aside and something, an energy moving through me so that I can remember to listen. I can hear fully with my heart and what I need to hear. And that when I speak, I don't speak from my ego, but something speaks through me. I also learned whenever I work to go early and meet each person and touch each person. And by touching, maybe it's a handshake or maybe it's a touch on their shoulder, but to let them, to connect is what I really mean, to listen to where they are. And if I can do that, then something will happen that I don't know how to make happen. Now, it's not an excuse for not studying, but if I study hard and try hard to have all the right props and I don't prepare myself spiritually, I should stay home, because that's when my ego tap dances or whatever. But I forget that I've got partners, and I will just tell you that it's that's when at the end someone will say, "Oh, thank you for telling me that you're in a third marriage. I'm really struggling with the divorce or the divorce of a child, and you gave me permission to feel okay about myself." You know, maybe I drug out some story. I never intended to say that, learning from Margaret Mead, that divorce is not a failure. You know, it can be an opportunity for both to grow, but you have to celebrate what you learn, not who's wrong. Well, that was profound, and that's not something I typically talk about, but I find the right stories come, and at break, the right people connect. And so I don't have to try hard to be wonderful. I just have to be fully present. And to me, that's what spirit and soul is about, that we have the opportunity to experience life in a much, much richer fashion than we dare to most of the time, that abundance is there. We have to choose to participate, and it's learning how to engage that in myself, having the courage to be that, because there's no script. And then knowing how to connect with others. And it's usually the things I wouldn't say or ask or do. You know, like calling on someone for fear I would embarrass them, or saying, you know, you look really tense. Is there something going on that's, you know, you'd care to talk about? I mean, that's kind of an invading question, but you don't have to, there are no skills, you don't have to know how to do that. You have to choose to let it happen.
I think of it as it's kind of like what Ann said, but this connectedness that everybody has spirit or energy or soul, and the universe does, and trees do, and that the more you can feel all that, and that. And it's my experience with it is real reciprocal. That if you'll open up to that, others will, you know, it'll just come pouring back at you. I think of it as kind of energy or something like that. I'm not a real introspective person. I don't think about this kind of stuff very much. People are so incredible, and they I don't know why that continues to be surprising, but they just always exceed my expectations, almost always. Occasionally not, but almost always. And so that's what spirit feels like to me, is just people and life and how all that energizes each other and energizes us as a group to be able to accomplish things that we couldn't think about accomplishing on our own. And the kind of spirit that Ann's brought into our organization for 20 plus years now, the kind of spirit she brings to me. I've been trying to get a little deeper than that, but that's just no. I mean, I've not just while we're sitting here talking about it. I mean, I've been trying to think about myself and how I fit in the universe, which is inconsequentially, but on the one hand, on the other hand, great consequence. So what? It's not one of those paradoxes. We're all important and we're all unimportant, and we're all influential and we're all uninfluential, and but I like the part that says I'm important, and that we're influential, and that we're all important, and that we can make a difference, and that we can connect with one another, and we can accomplish things in our business, and our family, and our community, and on our planet that are just so much more than we've accomplished. And